Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our playthrough of Zelda Singularity. The last time we were around, we started the game. We got up to 8, and we have level 4. We got up to extra power in this, and then we stopped for the night. Today, we are going to continue the journey and do the Life after apocalypse, mass extinction event. Now, the schedule was moved around a little bit. My schedule was moved around a little bit behind the scenes of what we would do next. So, Mesozoic Valley will not be until next week. If you were not if you're not on the Discord server, I made mention of it earlier. But essentially, what we will be doing instead is the extinction event. There are reasons for the delay in the Mesozoic Valley, but I will reveal those reasons on Monday. So for now, this mysterious rock remains undisturbed. Now we're going to claim our first instance of life again. We've made it to full-blown life. And, well, yes. But this comes later. Now, humans do not have no traits, I mean. Except for the late game stuff, which will come later. Now, we could reset and get a few things here, but I would like to wait for Metabit Doubler. So with that covered, we shall now dive into life after apocalypse. Explore mass extinction. And yes, we can freely switch between our simulations, which, yes, there is numerous explorations. I'm just going to use that. 0. If you want to add me in game, my user is Mashiro Prism. You just go to friends list and do it from there, I believe. Fire and ice. Now we're just gonna tap until we get enough to get Luca. Which begins our journey. Sound effects are a little low, so let's bump that up a little bit. As you notice, the taps are going up, the tapping. They're going up. That's common as we get more amounts of the Luca. Oh, my D key is broken. Okay. And just getting these will change our cursor. Well, not our cursor, but our currency to the trilobites. No, because my cursor is forever gonna be Ayaka unless we get an ODAC cursor. Yeah, Luca has yet to update the currency. The goal remains the same, just prioritize the generator making the most, and you should be good. I want to change my picture, because that's a little boring to have the standard. Personally, I like to go for the mutagen icon, but there's some good ones over here that you can pick. I know the elephant in the room is one of the other two simulations, but I'm not gonna show those off just yet. Now, yes, through events, you can get these things, lodgets, which we will be at least trying to get every primary sim lodget upgrade that we can, including the late game ones. Oh yeah, apparently we make more metabits now than we did before. 3. As usual, I wouldn't recommend doing any of these, but we now have another module here to collect if we so desire. Which again, I would advise against grabbing these if you want to use your Darwinium on something else. I'm just doing that out of curiosity and let's see how much it goes up to. Oh, it stays at 3. I would, unless, and I'm going to be teaching strategy on this account and one of these other simulations as to how to make the most use of your Darwinium. At least in terms of late game. or just end game or mid game. It's basically how to make the most out of your Darwinium, what's my best generator? Currently, it's actually not. Let's see, it's land and it's humans. Oh wait, no, it's Lyras. Okay, I would say maybe upgrade. Yeah, let's do an upgrade real quick while we're waiting. Now, it's not going to be often that we go for our reality upgrades, but there's a few I want to get out the way. Badge booster will be good to have later, especially if you plan to knock out most of the events. I am, however, going to go for a level of Poseidon Protocol and a level of Entropy Tap. Now, this is one of the upgrades I was talking about. Adrenalized tapping. Entropy tap times 1% of idle entropy production. This will increase your tap power based on how much you're producing. And let's get an offline efficiency while we're here. You do want to get some entropy boosters. The next thing I would say prioritize is your adrenalized tapping. This is gonna come in really handy early game. If you can get some, I would advise to do so. And let's give Primordial Life a little bit more. Let's give Primordial Life a little bit more oomph. Now, you've seen me do all this before. This is just typical. Get all the way back up. A lot of these upgrades are now going to come a little bit faster because we boosted it. But for the moment, the fastest is going to be the flatworm, as usual. The tapping has been powered up, which once we have adrenalized tapping, that number is going to be even higher. It's like I said in the previous video, the tapping will get you into, like, through a lot of places. So it's a very good idea to prioritize upgrading your tapping power, especially early game. As the more tapping power you have, the further you can get. Especially if you're a mobile player, you can use multiple fingers to tap at a time. Oh yes, while I'm thinking about it. So this is the Darwinium synthesizer. Basically, you get free cubes every day, or every 2 days, depending on the timer. Now there is a way to increase the capacity. So it goes up to 3. And then there's a way to increase how much you get. Like, how the amount of time that takes for one of the ticks to go up. Reduce the synthesizer tick timer by 4 hours. So if we bought that, we get it would be 4 hours off of our time to get 2 cubes. It's a good source of free Darwinium. It came out during the Reality Reboot update. I definitely would say if you have the extra metabits, put in an upgrade or two on it. If not, then probably wait a little bit. Now, today we're playing without boost, the income boost. Although now we have it, so what's with? Essentially, we just want to wait a little bit. Go back to the event. And see that we made a little bit of progress. And then we just want to be smart with our resources. And wait for the next thing. Now, what we're going to get here is something that is very valuable for your time. Other than lodgets, because lodgets are also worth investing into the events. Now, we weren't gone out of the primary sim long enough, so we didn't get time boost. But we can now get 3-layer skin, which will give a lovely boost to our production. And this was the Ocean Garden, so that double upgrade, oh wait, no, single upgrade on Poseidon Protocol was worth it. Alright, bioluminescence jellyfish. This is why I did say go for the Poseidon Protocol, because at this point in the game, getting those traits for like the flatworm and jellyfish will help you at least get to 8. It will help massively, at least until you get enough to get the Gliras up to being your next powerful generator. Went down wrong. We're gonna just wait for the entropy. I like to have the dashboard open while I upgrade so I can see the before and after prices. Stop spending on those. Right, mammal so far is behind for a little longer, but now it's about to catch up to jellyfish. in like the next few upgrades. Yep, there we go. Caught up. And now we get this for the thing, for the rabbit. We can, oh, never mind, we don't even need it. Essentially, the best approach going forward, and you don't have to follow along my video. You don't have to follow along, but if you have Mesozoic Valley unlocked, basically at this point you just want to bounce between primary simulation, the event, and Mesozoic Valley. Just so you can keep like a good grip on all of them. Because you will be playing the primary sim alongside Meso a lot. Unless you decide to prioritize Meso. At least that way, so you're not, if you're on the game, you're not, like, using valuable time towards nothing that could be put into, like, a side simulation, thus making the most efficient use of your time. But for now, I'm gonna stay on the primary sim because I don't think I have enough progress in the event yet to check it. This one is more efficient, so let's go with that. And now we just want to wait for the next upgrade. Now you want to try and get this, so then that way you can make your way up here to get that power, that more power, tapping power. So if at all possible, just go straight for this. There are some cases where you will want to prioritize a certain trait over another. Even if it's cheaper, you still should go for the one that leads to the better result, which is the extra power. Right, and then yep, extra power. Entropy tap gains 50 billion per tap. That's the one you want to go for again, like we did yesterday. I could fire off an entropy burst, but I think we'll be fine. Because we're gonna make a visit into the exploration again. Now, with the mass extinction event, what I largely recommend doing is leveling your Luca up to what it says in the goals before you trigger the extinction. trait, because otherwise you'll have a slow climb back up to where you were. The extinction traits I'll show off when we get there, because we do not have to worry about those for a while. Now, today's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, but I wanted to get episode 2 out before Thursday. Nothing special is happening on Thursday, but I did want to get episode 2 out, as I do plan for episode 3 to be out before Monday. And then that way, Monday, we can focus on episode 4. But if we don't have episode 3 out by Monday, then that'll be the Meso episode. I am gonna do these in episodes or parts, just based off of what I think would probably be a better suited description for it. Now, we can't do anything beyond Ape yet until level 6, which we are almost at level 6. Well, we're almost to level 5. So far, we're kind of back at the point we were at yesterday. Badge booster will pick up along the way for a while later. But essentially what we're doing is we're just going for I would say any upgrade, or we could save and get this. I like to check the gardens to see. Oh yeah, the tapping also helps out in getting meta bits. Level 9 is also a really good level because you get this thing, which these are really good, but I'm not gonna spoil it. I will say a nice tip for like late game, like early game like this, if you can help it and you're patient, which I'm sure I probably said this yesterday in the last video, and if you can get up to level 9 and manage your time between the two simulations, the Meso and Explore, and get yourself up to a pretty good rank, I would highly recommend doing that. Just get to level 6 and then do not reboot for a while. Because once you get to the idea tree up here with this, your level will go up pretty quickly for a little while. But that's all I'm gonna say about that part of the tree until we get there. I might do a nice little reboot just to get the adrenalized tapping once I get 250. It's not advised to reboot so quickly just to get one upgrade. It's better advised to reboot when you can get multiple. In the case of something like adrenalized tapping, I may do it. I may make an exception. But we'll see how the rest of the week goes, because we still do have a good bit of time left to get the badges off of the event and everything else. Which Mesozoic Valley will become a major part of our journey once we get to it. Oh, alright, my fingers hurt from all that tapping. Oh, I could have gone human. I should have gone human. Let's do a quick
Salam.
burst. Let's see what else we can do. Complex emotions is one of the few human traits that you can upgrade. But in this case, I'm gonna go against it temporarily. Speaking here, we are closing in on a level. We're closing in on level 5. Which this will be something down here. Alright, now we got a trillion being produced. Alright, so for how the events will work for the remainder of the series, especially now, because I can only stream at night and I don't want to make too many videos on a singular event, and a lot of these events will require constant check-in. Actually, that's all of them. I will be doing the events primarily off screen. I'll showcase the first day of an event, so usually the upper bounds is rerunning again? Question mark? Huh? Okay. But essentially, I will be streaming the beginning of an event just to show off what it looks like. And then I will be streaming towards the end of an event. So, like, when we get to near the end of mass extinction, I'll stream it and showcase what it looks like, along with a primary sim check-in. Now, for primary simulation, I will leave that one mostly untouched. Except if there is levels to be obtained, I will probably claim them, but I will not be using the research chips until we get back on stream. I will not be claiming the glitches until we get back. So, like the major glitches, I will not be touching. I may upgrade the traits just so I can get a little bit more production. That way our resources aren't just sitting there and drying up. Because that will happen if they're left untouched after a while, is that they'll slow down once they get to a certain point. But primary sim, I will be streaming as much of it as I can. And in between streams, I'll just be checking into the events. And then doing a little bit of primary sim work. But not so much that people miss out on certain content. It's gonna be mostly the same thing with the side simulations like Mesozoic Valley and beyond. I will be doing those mostly on stream, but occasionally I will check into them. Just to see if I can get any upgrades or just anything in general. And if not, I'll I'll call it a day. But yeah, with that, this has been yet another fun episode of Cell to Singularity. I hope everyone enjoyed the mass extinction event so far. Make sure if you're playing and you're following along, make sure to get those badges because once the event ends in 2 days and 12 hours, it will not run again for a while, for a bit. And then the next event is Upper Bounds for some reason. But next time, either we'll start Mesozoic Valley with a special guest, or we will be continuing our journey through the primary sim and the mass extinction event. Hopefully unlocking this mysterious thing generator thingy here. But that's it for now. Thank you everyone for joining me on this wonderful stream, and I shall see you next time.